Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Toni-Anne and I know it's been a while. I think it's over 2 weeks now, but I'm back. I had to get my zen back, get my life a little bit together and come back to you refreshed to do my full face of black owned brands. I also had to wait for stuff to come, but we're here finally. So if you want to see what I do, then you know, sit back and enjoy. Okay, I know I look crazy, but I started my brows because I didn't have a brow product by a black owned company. So if you know any that are really good, then let me know. I was gonna get the uoma one, but when I saw the basket after everything I wanted was there, I was like, no. So I just used the uoma concealer at the bottom in Brown Venus T2 underneath it. I'm gonna blend it out now. Say it's supposed to be full coverage and my eyebrows need doing, so we'll see about that. I did have it dry down a bit. Just blend it out with my fingers. It's a little bit brighter than I would use, but I wanted to try it in multiple places on my face. Okay. It's a little bit ashy looking, but I'm gonna put eyeshadow on and everything, so I can make it work. I'm going to use the foundation that I'm using today, also uoma, I hope I'm saying it right, in Brown Sugar T2W. It's like this. It was so confusing trying to find a shade. I'm going to just conceal at the top of my brows of that. Watery. I didn't want to use my Fenty foundation. Everyone knows I love that already. Yeah, that is on the watery side, but at least that works because I didn't want my brow to be smaller anyway, but feather it out. Okay, brows are done for now. I'm now going to pop the foundation on my entire face. But you see, it's so watery that it's literally got everywhere and I've just squeezed it twice, but take a tiny bit on my brush, I guess. Yeah, I'm going to do the 1, 2, 3. You see, it's very watery. And just dab my brush into that. Top of my chin. I don't know what coverage this is supposed to be. Weightless, long-lasting, adjustable coverage. Hydrating foundation. So. Oh, I didn't shake it well before I started. Maybe that's why it's watery. Let's see. Yeah. So it's a bit less watery now. Still watery, but better. Read the instructions on the labels, kids. My head wrap is by Kaz Bands. She was on Love Island. The UK one, and it's called Island Girl. I've seen some people use it for when they're doing their makeup, but you can also wear it outside and stuff. Just in case you wanted to know. It's not bad actually. Yeah. It's not drying. Well, it did say it was a hydrating foundation anyway. But yeah. not bad. Thinking, should I set it now? Because it's a hydrating foundation, I will set it using my trusty black opal, which is of course black owned, in dark. I'm not sure if Beauty Bay sells this anymore, you know, so I'm going to be careful with how much I use because I don't know where I'll get it from now. So I'm just setting my face lightly. Mainly my chin area around my mouth is where I worry about. But I can set everywhere. Only use the tiniest amount anyway. But you can see it's still quite hydrating. Like, it still has that hydrating look. Okay, I'm not mad at it. Concealer. Gonna use uoma again. It is in Brown Venus T2. So take a tiny bit there, tiny bit there. And on the nose. It's supposed to be full coverage. So I'm just gonna tap it lightly into it. Because I don't know how this concealer works, I'm trying not to over blend it, because if it disappears, that'll be annoying. I'm just gonna do it like that. It is brightening, I can definitely see the difference. Do the nose, to the forehead. I didn't realise until this whole using the full face of black brands was trending that I really didn't have a full face worth of black owned brands. But to be fair, my makeup habits really are just buying eyeshadow, so that'll be a huge reason as to why. I think I have slightly more foundation, more concealer on one side than the other, like under the eye. So I may just add like a tiny bit more on this side. Yeah, there's definitely more concealer on this side because I have marks that you can still see here. Oh, I could have just spot concealed that, but just want to tap it in. Before I now go into powder, and I'm using the Beauty Bakerie powder in plantain. I'm Caribbean, that's how I say it. Isn't it so cute? Like, I remember seeing when it first came out and I always wanted it, but I don't think we had it in the UK, but they sell it on Cult Beauty now. And it looks like that, you know, before other brands try to steal its idea. So I got a bit much on the brush, but I'll go try and use that for both sides, especially as I've never used this before. Yeah. I've been looking for a new powder. Not actively, but you know. always nice to know there's one available. And on the nose, set there, forehead. Okay, let's hope. Alright. Okay, it doesn't look too crepey or anything. But it definitely looks like it did something, like it set it. Okay. I'm impressed so far. This is not black owned. I should use my Morphe so I wouldn't be wet. I don't feel like the blend needed too much help, to be honest. They work very well together. If I had done this earlier like I wanted to, I could have done a wear test, but... And then I'm going to go into my Fenty Beauty Matchstick in Espresso, which is literally all over the floor because it broke, but we're here. So I'm just gonna warm it up on my hand. I've used this before, it's not new, but I usually use it in my no makeup looks. So give me some definition back. We just have to use a light hand and blend upwards. So as I'm applying, I'm blending as I go along, so I don't get that starkness that comes with doing a cream contour. I stopped contouring for a while, I was just a bronzer girl, but you know, with the weight gain, get all the help you can to get that snatched look back. So I'm gonna go with my foundation brush and just blend in between where I concealed and the contour. I found that this makes it so much easier, and you spend way less time blending. So that's why I blend as I apply my cream contour. You see, she's still there. I'm not getting rid of her. I didn't add anything extra. And then I'm gonna use setting spray. And then just blend those all in. So there's no harshness. Oh, I forgot to contour my nose, but I could just use a bronzer on my nose. If you want it to be a bit sharper, you can always reverse contour. And I do that with my face powder. I know some people do it with the banana powder, but I think it looks less harsh and more natural using your face powder. So that's what I'm gonna do on the new. See? Sharp. Liking how this looks so far. I'm happy for now. And then to set that in place, another Fenty product, the Cocoa Naughty. It's like a holy grail of mine. And bronzer, and then pop that everywhere we contoured. I'll start with my nose because I forgot to do there. this part. I don't know that. I know some people use it directly on top of where they contoured, and some people use it just above. Does anybody know where you're supposed to use it? Just a random thought. Oh, I'm loving my skin right now. Okay. Next. Okay. So this is the first collab I'm going to use. It's the Makeuprevolution X Tammi face palette. I got the deep one, Paradise Glow. And I'm going to use the blush, which is called Tropical Queen. It was my favorite thing I used in my last video, that very long time ago. That is what I use for blush, and I'm in love. Honestly, orange blush all the way, and especially, like, look at that, especially with my headband. Just gonna do bits. Like, look at that. Oh, pretty. Bit heavy-handed, but it's pretty. And this is how you know I'm impressed with how my skin is going, because I usually would do my face before this. It's gorgeous. Hey. Yeah, better. Before I get too carried away with skin, most of it is done. Just highlight, lips. We'll go to the eyes. I am going to use the Juvia's Place Warrior 1 and the acebeaute Scarlet Dusk. I did not know this was black owned. No idea. Who knew? So I'll show you what they look like. Here is Scarlet Dust, the acebeaute palette, and I have an idea of what I want to do, but my base is saying give them natural, but we'll see. And then here's the Warrior 1. By Juvia's Place. So if you're not new here, you know I love eyeshadow. I have loads, and I have loads of Juvia's Place. I have 2 of these. I have the September Rose Slush palette, is a holy grail that is black owned, UK based as well. So I would say check that out. I want to get the Brew palette. Really want to get it. Looks amazing. Anywho, let me put the concealer on my eyes. Use that as a base, keeping it black owned. Alright, so I had no idea what I was going to do with my eye, but this is what I came up with, and I'm going to show you how I did it. If I remember correctly. Oh god. Start with Bahamas in the outer corner. That, and softly start to blend it down my crease area. It's almost like you're just forming a shape, and softly blend it up. I was being extra light as well because I didn't want any fallout. Then I went into Crimson, this bright orange, and literally tapped in like the lightest amount and started to blend out Bahamas of that. So what I did was just gradually build this orange shade, which is very pigmented. Like blend it as I applied it. So I want you to see it, but I don't want you to lose Bahamas either. And just blend that to the middle. Like that. I'm going to add a bit more crimson. So we've very much got the orange there now. And I'm going to go back into the brush that I used for Bahamas and blend up into the orange. Here's where you just go back and forth with the colours. I added a little bit more Bahamas to the brush and just taking it further down, as I did earlier, into the orange. This part can be the rough blend because you will go back and forth, believe me, into between the orange and the burgundy, I guess you call it. But I've only used this palette once before and not so many colours, and it's everything. I don't see a lot of people talk about this brand so much. I've seen some here or there, but nothing like crazy, but I'm enjoying it. I think I'm done with that for now. And then I'm gonna go into Sunset Rose, which is a lighter orange there. Put my finger in the rhubarb by accident. And I'm just gonna apply that at the front. A bit more. And blend it up into the brow. I wanted to go soft, but still do a bit of something, you know? Okay. Add a bit more Sunset Rose at the front. And into crimson. There you go. Pretty! Just gonna blend, using the brush that I use for Bahamas, just gonna blend up and out into the oranges. Pretty. Yeah, I'm really happy with how this came out actually, yeah. Okay. And then next I'm gonna go into, trying to remember which one it was. I think, yeah, it was Sangria at the bottom there. And I'm gonna smoke that out like almost like a liner that you can see on that side. And start from out to the corner and just lightly brush it onto the lid. You can use a smaller brush, but right now it's just rough, so that's why I did get a more precise brush. And just blend that all out onto the lash line and out into the outer corner. You want it to be quite blown out and smoky. Oh, it's so pretty. What did I do after that? And then I went back into Bahamas, soften out the edge, up into crimson, and I'm blending out the bottom part of the smoky liner with Bahamas as well. Add a bit more sangria to the outer corner. I think it's not as pigmented as it is on the other side. It's very deep on this side in comparison. This part is a preference thing. You can leave it softer or you can build it up. It's up to you. Now I think I've got the deepness that I want, and then just to blend it out with Bahamas more at the corner up here. Go back into crimson, the orange. Don't want to lose it. Into sunset rose, the front. Okay, so we're not done with this palette yet, but I'm going to move on to the Warrior 1 palette. Yes, I used the 808 for the darker burgundy colours, and I used the B06 for the oranges. Case 2 fluffy brushes. Warrior 1, and I'm going to go into, can't say the name, but this colour here. And do like a faux cut crease. Just following my natural eye and just applying it in between the liner and the orange, just in the empty space there. I'm just applying it there. With all the colours I've used, it gives it like a pale pink shade, just like that. And then just to give it a bit more definition, you can go in with the brush that you use for the oranges, the B06, and then just go around with what's left on the brush. We can add a bit more, add a bit more. I'm gonna go back in to Sunset Rose, just a lighter orange, just define it a bit more. Front. See? I didn't add any more. I'm just going back into the colour that I used from the Juvia's Place palette and blending that into the orange. So it's not like a totally proper defined cut crease, but it's supposed to be a faux one. Go back into Bahamas and just apply that in between right in the middle there. To me that makes a huge difference, but it probably doesn't look like it does on camera, but I want the lighter shade to have like a gradient effect rather than it be light and super dark. I want to add a bit more of the lighter shade on this eye. And then I'm going to intensify Sangria one last time. Just smoke it out again. And out. Okay, and then on the lower lash line, I'm going to go back in to lightly brush that on the lower lash line. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, last but not least, back into Warrior 1. I'm going to use this colour in the middle as the inner corner, this one. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm just blend it out a little bit into the lower. There you go. Oh, I'm in love. I really like that. Pretty. Okay, and then I'm gonna do lips. So I'm using a formerly black owned brand, LA Girl Cosmetics. I'm using a perfect precision lip liner in chocolate. I've forgotten to highlight. I'll do that in a moment. And then another formerly black owned brand, Bobbi Brown, in the Rouge French lip colour is good, in brown, number 4. So bougie looking. My lips need exfoliating bad. Okay. Go back into lip liner. Okay, that's better. Should I put some lip gloss on? No, I'm gonna leave that alone. That's lips. And then for highlight, that is another collab. This is the Jackie-Aina X Artist Couture in Le Peach or Le Bronze. I'm not sure which one to use. I feel like this is calling for Le Bronze, you know. Oh my god. I haven't used this in so long. Oh boy. On the nose. Do my face. So for lashes, I have options, sis, options. So I have these wispies by makeupbytammi. As you can tell, I'm a stan. So these are in the style 22, and these are in WSP. And then I have these in 44L and these in 44S. I also have her faux minks as well. Okay, I now have the style of 22 on, and I also got mascara on my nose. Alright guys, here's the final look. I'm so happy with it. It's pretty. So here's my full face of black owned, black collabs, previously black owned face. Got there in the end. So hopefully this trend and everything has made everyone think, let's support black business in general. I do have a haul coming up showing you different bits and bobs I bought this month to support black owned businesses, and let me know what you guys think down below. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and hopefully I can now be a bit more consistent. I will. Okay. Oof. We got there in the end. It's time. It's close to midnight. But that's enough for me today. So Thank you so much for watching. Bye.